بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم كن وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Submerge yourself into the following tragedy. For tonight is not like any other night. Tonight is of the martyrdom of a man whose tragedy pierces the heart of our Imam, the Qa'im of Al-Muhammad, the man we are here to remember, to cry over, to reflect on his life, so we can try and follow his example in none other than the father of our Saviour. What shall I narrate to you of the tragedies of the 11th Imam? Do I narrate the tragedies which occurred while he was alive, those which surround him, or his death, or those which inflict him until this day? Wa Hassana wa Madluma wa Shahida. This is the father of our Imam. On a day like this, upon the death of his father, was the last time the Hujjah was seen. The Imam of our time immediately went into Ghaibah without being able to mourn the death of his father, and his mother Sayyidah Narjis, left all alone with the corpse of her husband. But the tragedies of the 11th Imam do not stop with his death, which we will come on to shortly. They still continue till today. The injustice and oppression still go on against this beloved Imam, who died at the young age of 28. The Imam was buried in the city of Samarra. But even in these modern times, the enemies of Islam cannot leave the shrine of Imam al-Askari alone. The shrine where Sayyida Narjis, Imam al-Hadi and his sister Hakima are also buried. In the space of 1 year, the holy masjid saw 3 violent attacks, destroying its beautiful golden dome. They were attacked constantly during their lives because the tyrants feared them, and they are still feared until today. How much grief must these events have caused the Imam of our time? picture Imam al-Mahdi, events which must have torn through his heart, seeing his father and grandfather's shrine being targeted. Imam al-Askari was a young man who was forced to live imprisoned under house arrest in Samarra under the Abbasids' watchful eye. His communication with his family and companions was restricted, and the Imam was unable to leave his house to guide the people. Remember, were not just ordinary humans. They craved their purpose on earth, to guide people, to teach people. Imagine the state of the 11th Imam, who was unable to do this freely during his life. Imam Hassan al-Askari's life from his childhood until adulthood was spent in this house, where his father, Imam al-Naqi, was held under house arrest. But despite this close guard on the Imam, he conducted his duties from inside the house. He taught people Quran and instructed his followers the true teachings of Islam, as taught by the holy prophets and the pure Ahlul Bayt. Imam Hassan al-Askari, despite his oppression and struggles, wrote a complete tafsir of the Quran, which is mentioned by many scholars. But Imam's life in Samarra was not peaceful even under house arrest. From time to time he was taken to Baghdad, questioned and put in prison there. According to our narrations, Imam Hassan al-Askari fell ill on the 1st of Rabi' al-Awwal from the poison delivered to him by the cursed Abbasin Caliphate. But the Imam didn't die until the 8th of Rabi' al-Awwal, meaning that for a whole week he was suffering with the effects of that harsh poison. Imagine, all lovers of the Ahlul Bayt, what the poison must have done to his insides over that week. We are told that the Imam was practically paralyzed from the effects of the poison over this period. Ajarakumullah. The Imam in his final hours requests his servants for a bowl of water. The servants narrate that the Imam was so weak in this state that when the water bowl was brought to him, the Imam was shivering and his hands were shaking so severely that he couldn't keep hold of the bowl long enough to drink from it. Ajarakumullah. He then calls for his son to be brought to his side. Saykal, the servant, goes into the room where the 5-year-old Mahdi was found in prostration. Saykal waits for him to finish and informs the awaited savior that his father has called for him. Ajarakumullah. Imam al-Hujjah takes the bowl into his hand and feeds his father from the bowl. Ya Sa'ib al-Zaman, you fed your father water in his final moments. What what about Hussein on the day of Ashura, when they quenched his thirst by killing him with not a drop of water? It is a wonder that you cry tears blood over the events of that day. Imam al-Hujjah hugs his father and receives his final will. He is told by Al-Askari that Allah has commanded him to assume the responsibility of Imam. He gives him the Dhul Fiqar and the Aqiq. He then lays down on the floor. He faces the Qibla and straightens his body. Sayyidina Narjis sat weeping in the room as she witnesses her husband leaving this world. Imam al-Askari says his final words to his son: "Oh my son, you will be the one who will avenge Rasulullah and your forefathers. You will seek vengeance for the death of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein." The poison finally takes over the Imam and his soul leaves his body. Ajarakum Allah. But that wasn't the end of the tragedies for the family of the Imam. The body of the Imam was given ghusl and kafan, and the 12th Imam recites Salatul Mayyit over his father. At the tender age of 5 years old, he reads the Salah over his father. How sorrowful was the takbir of that Salatul Mayyit. Oh, young boy standing over his father's corpse performing it. I ask Sahib al-Zaman, were you reading one janazah, or is it for Hussein too? Whilst you read this salah, at least behind you stood a few. Who was stood behind Zainul Abidin as his father's funeral is performed? Unlike the vast number who the tents had stormed away from his lovers, Al-Askari was kept in life and in death. I frequently hear the queries of Imam Mahdi's whereabouts on earth. I respond confused. Surely he wouldn't have left the city of his birth. At the feet of his parents, the Imam must be. He stands tall upon the reconstructed dome. The whole world he does see, forever watching over his Shia, over you and me. Ajarakum Allah. Narrations tell us that after the death of the 11th Imam, the Abbasids raided the home searching for the Mahdi. They hit the mother of our Imam, capturing her and placing her into prison for a short while. What is it with the women of Al Muhammad that these animals must raise their hands towards them as if they wish to remind them of the pain of the slaps upon the faces of Fatima to Zahra on these nights also? But does the Imam cry more over the events which the enemies commit, or does he weep over the state of his so-called followers today? The poet asks himself the question, and as if he converses with Imam al-Hujjah, down you look, down you look. Why, you ask, when you see our crimes? Then we wait and ask why you don't come and help but I will not lose faith and will always try. Day by day, new challenges now hit me. Further from your path I couldn't be. And I breathe, and I call out for your aid, Ya Mahdi. 'Cause I need you, and I plead to you, Ya Mahdi. How can you bear to see me straying away from you? Why can't I stay loyal on this path towards Allah? Oh Mahdi, I drop to my knees begging of you. I hold my arm out for you to take. Lift me out of this hole I've dug. I'm stranded here and can't go on without you. And I weep, and I can't stop crying now. I can't bear this anymore. So I call out, Ya Mahdi, Ya Mahdi.